everybody, welcome to School of Scarlet. Today I have another intuitive message for you. So have you been feeling like your energy is being drained? Have you been feeling kind of low on energy? Today's message is for you. But before we get started, I want to welcome you to my channel. If you're new here, I want to welcome you to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and come back for my daily intuitive messages. So today I was out there working in my garden. I've been kind of mulching an area of my garden so that I don't get so many weeds coming up. I had this area of my garden where I had tons of weeds, and now that it's spring, it's they're just taking off and they're everywhere. So I'm taking all those weeds out. I'm putting a weed barrier down and mulching everything so I don't have to worry about the weeds. But first I had to get all the weeds out. So today's intuitive message came as I was doing this. I was pulling all these weeds out, and most of the times, they just come out and I just put them in a pile. But then I began to notice when I got up, I was wearing these black leggings. And so I got up and all of a sudden I noticed I feel something's on me. And I go to rub my leggings, and suddenly I feel it. It's like these burrs, but they're not really hard. And I look down and I'm covered in these little tiny green burrs. They're not like the hard, kind that hurts you, but they were kind of itchy a little bit, and they were soft and fuzzy, lots of little green ones. And so I go back and I look at my weeds, and I could see that there were certain weeds that had these kind of little balls, which were all over my pants. So some of the weeds carry an aspect to them that they attach to you. And so today's message came through that there may be things in your life that are attaching to you and draining your energy. And it's time for you to look at those areas of your life, or just become more aware in the fact that there could be things that are draining your energy. So where could these things be draining your energy? There might be situations, people, places, and things that drain your energy. So kind of pay attention to if you go a certain place and you feel tired afterwards, or you feel more drained than you should, or as soon as you enter a situation, you're already feeling drained, or you go do something and you think it's going to uplift you, but you go home feeling even more drained. Or maybe you talk to someone, you call someone on the phone and you think that's going to be, something joyful or whatever, but then you end and you notice that you feel more drained. You almost feel like you don't want to talk to that person anymore, or you can identify that through that conversation, the person just kind of drained your energy. I know I've had people that I talked to before that it's all about them. It's like they might call you to check on you over something, but at the end of the day, they're talking about themselves the whole time. And most of the times they're wanting help with this, that, and the other. And it never really feels like it's equally balanced. So pay attention to those people in your life that do that sort of thing, because what they are doing is essentially it's a very popular term to say energy vampire. So do you have any energy vampires in your life? People that take. Maybe they don't just take in energy as far as conversations and stuff. Maybe they are actually taking from you in some monetary way. Maybe you're in a situation where, someone's taking advantage of you as far as money, a business deal, or something like that that's taking advantage of you. There could be many aspects to how someone can attach to you and drain your energy. So you might simply even have a situation where you might not even know the person, but they said something, whether maybe they said something online or social media or something like that, and it becomes like a loop in your mind, replaying and replaying, or you think about it and you think about it, and it doesn't seem to leave you alone. That's like an energy drain right there. So pay attention to anything that is coming up in your life like this. It could even be like watching the news or watching something regarding politics, and it's really kind of scaring you in a way. Whatever they're talking about, the story, the narrative that they're talking about, really grips you in a way that you can't sleep at night. It's draining your physical energy at night. You can't even get sleep to recharge. So if you have anything like that in your life right now, you're being called to bring awareness to it, to look at it. And just like the weeds in my garden that have to literally be pulled out, you have to also energetically cleanse yourself of any sort of weeds or burrs that have attached to you. So with those little green burrs that had attached to me, they didn't really hurt. Sometimes things attach to us and they hurt, and we know it was this thing that attached to us and hurt us. But a lot of times, in my garden, there'll be little burrs that attach, and they're just kind of soft and fuzzy, and we can't even sometimes identify that things are attached to us. So pay attention right now and bring awareness to any area in your life where you could have an energy drain happening, and begin to remove those from your life or create better boundaries. So just like in my garden, I'm creating the boundary of putting down a weed barrier, which is like a fabric that you put down over the part where the weeds grow, the soil, and then you put the mulch on top. I'm creating a barrier so that it does not affect me in the end. Those weeds don't come through, and if they do, it's going to be very few of them, and I'll be able to handle them and pluck them out very easily. So create barriers in your life, boundaries in your life where those things need to be so that you can protect your energy. All your life force energy belongs to you, and then you have the sovereign ability to call it all back to you. So if you ever feel like someone's taking your energy and you don't have control of that, or you feel like a victim in some way, or you feel like you are stuck in a situation that you can't get out of, I would really encourage you to examine this and see if there's any way that you can call it all back to you. And if you're struggling with that, maybe it's sometimes I hear people come to me about relationships that have ended and they still feel like an energetic cord there. Or maybe they have a situation where they've let go of something, whether it's an employment or a friend or something like that, a relationship, and still there seems to be like a cord there of energy drain where they still feel like guilt or shame or something about it that is draining their energy on a daily basis, but it doesn't seem to go away even with the awareness. So if you're not able to call back your energy and bring it back and clear out those weeds on your own, I would encourage you to think about scheduling a one-on-one session with me. One of the things that I do is clear out energy by exploring ways that you can work on calling all of your energy back, because you are a sovereign being, and everything that you have, everything that is manifesting around you is truly just you, a reflection of you. So one of the things that I teach is bringing everything back to you. So if you're interested in that, you can check out for a one-on-one session at my website, www.schoolofscarlet.com. So today's message was really kind of eye-opening to me about weeds and how they can just attach to you, and you don't even notice it, and then you're all of a sudden covered in this stuff. So this is just a reflection in the physical, something that happened to me while I was gardening, to share with you intuitively. So that's about all I wanted to share with you today. It's a little bit more of a short and sweet message, but again, if you are new here, I welcome you to subscribe, to hit that notification bell, to come back for my daily intuitive messages as these things come through, and begin to look at those things in your own life that are coming through intuitively and bringing you messages about what's happening in your life. Thank you again so much for watching. I love you all. I will catch you on our next message.